Jump in the game, let's take a ride. Features gaming, it's time to vibe. From London town to the Roblox scene, he's the master of the gaming dream. Roblox gameplay, F1 racing, with content so amazing. But he's got a game that's one of a kind. It's SEO, the train game. We rewind. All aboard, we're heading down the track. The features gaming, there's no looking back. Roblox adventures, he takes us far and wide. Join the fun, hop on for the ride.
You guys, Features Gaming here. Welcome back to another stream here on the channel, and today, as you can see, we are going to be playing some British Railway here today. Let me get that monitor or that screen back onto my main monitor. And yes, we are back in the kitchen because it is still quite warm today. However, having said that, I've literally got my rear door of my kitchen wide open, and there is a very cool breeze coming right at me, which is very nice and refreshing. Upstairs is actually pretty cool as well, to be fair, but I don't really want to heat up my room basically because, you know, if it's cool upstairs there, you know, if it's cool upstairs, I actually want it to stay that way so I can actually, you know, have, you know, a slightly decent, you know, I can actually have a slightly decent sleep tonight. So, that is the point, or that is why I'm still streaming downstairs. I don't know about XRS tomorrow. It's a possibility, but I'm still basing it off the fact that that I might not do it. But there is a possibility that it could happen. Okay, a possibility, very slim, but that, you know, just never say never is all I'm going to say. But yes, that's what we're going to be doing. We're playing some British Railway today. So yeah. Hello everyone in the chat though, by the way. Hello Seb, hello HLK, hello Harry, hello Robin, hello Trains of Britain, hello Johnny's Roblox Adventures, hello Reese, hello Ibrahim, hello Christina, hello Ibrahim, hello the Transport Enthusiast, NNC1, Callum as well, or Lothian Bus Gamer 21, and everyone else as well. Johnny's Roblox Adventures and A Great Anglia, Gian as well. How is everyone doing today? Welcome to the stream. So, let's decide what we are going to do first. So, why are my graphics on the... No, I need my graphics on 9. Let's turn the volume up as well. There we go. And let's get the music on as well. I believe it is that button. So, let's decide what we are going to do first. So, obviously, you know, we had the two new trains, the 231, and also the other variants as well. I kind of want to do a 12-car train because we can. Obviously, these are intercity routes. 29 minutes. That's pretty much the maximum that we can do. Norrington to Avonhill, stopping at Norrington, Preston Junction, Leeton, Belmont Green, Fleetwood, and Avonhill. Why not? Why not? So let's go ahead and spawn in, shall we? Let me go ahead and raise the pantograph and get that all set up, and then I'll give you guys the link to join, obviously. Clear the signal, and let me go and grab the link so you guys can join. Luckily, I had that one saved, so I was able to get it. Right, join here. There we go. Let's depart from the station. Luckily, this train does have relatively fast acceleration, just like the 755 has. And let me go ahead and pin the message as well on both things. There we go. And now we relax. Yeah, it is indeed the 1st of July today. The first day of a new month. till departing the Norrington sidings here. The replacement will be just game of my choice, and then I'll just do Roblox on Thursday. If I do race tomorrow, then it'll be game of my choice on Thursday. I still need to figure out if that Minecraft thing works. You know, that shulker thing. Speaking of which, I'm trying to convert my world to version, or it's basically 1.21.7, because I usually go on version 1.21.1. However, I kind of want to upgrade to 1.21.7, because if you're a part of my Discord, you would know something that is in Minecraft that I kind of want to get. It is quite a rare item, but if you guys don't know, they've added a new music disc into 1.21.7, and also a new painting, and it's all to do with the Minecraft movie, which I have now seen, by the way. I watched it earlier today. So there's a very popular song in the film, which I'm sure you're all familiar with, Steve's Love a Chicken. Basically, that song has been added to Minecraft as an 8-bit music, and it sounds pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I do actually think I can vibe with that song. It's not an annoying song. It's actually a pretty decent song. So that's been added into the game, and the picture is a picture of Dennis, you know, Steve's dog in the movie, in the storyline thing. I won't spoil anymore if you guys haven't seen it, because literally the movie came out yesterday, on DVD, that is. Obviously it's been in cinemas for how many months it's been. So yeah, I watched it earlier today, and I would watch it again. I'm gonna be honest, I did enjoy it. That I would watch. I will say though that I did notice a few imperfections with the special effects, such as I could still see a bit of the green screen that obviously the actors film in front of, you know, when they're doing a few, you know, things like that. I could see a bit of imperfections there. But apart from that, to be honest, some of the lighting was off as well. I think there was like that sort of really caught my eye, where the lighting on Jack Black's face when he was filming one shot was on the same side as the shadow was casted. So it was like that didn't really match. You know, it was like sun coming from the right, but the shadow were going off to the right as well. It was like the lighting was a bit off. But yeah, you found the Ender Pearl part funny. I think people find a variety of things in the movie, you know, funny, to be honest. I think it's half meme, half movie, so but yeah, I kind of want to upgrade to, or I kind of want to upgrade my world to 21.7, so I can get that working. The thing is, though, is that I don't know how many of my current farms in my world are actually going to continue working, because obviously in, you know, new games or in new versions of Minecraft, you know, the mechanics of some things can change, so I really hope that not too much is going to be broken. If anything, there, you know, if there is anything that, you know, that would be broken. So yeah, I do have the 21.1 save still saved, so if need be, I can, you know, just go back to that save and, you know, just do it again. The thing is, though, is that I don't know how many mods are still going to be available on the new version, because at the moment I think there's 3 mods that I use, or 3 mods that I use that aren't compatible, which is the minimap mod, both of them, and there was another one, but I can't fully remember which one it is. But most of the main mods and, you know, optimization settings or optimization mods, they're fine. There is probably a few more that I can, you know, enable, but nothing that I Don't know just yet. I think I think it's free cam. Yeah, free cam doesn't work yet. And that is how I sometimes get thumbnails using that mod, so I don't know if that will ever get fixed. But yeah, I'm really glad that they've added the Steve's Lava Chicken into the game. When I first saw a video of it, I thought it was a joke. Like, I honestly thought it was an April Fool's joke, and I checked the date of the video, and she said like 2 weeks ago, and I was just like, oh, okay. Wait, hold on a second. Was I supposed to wait? Oh, okay. I thought I was supposed to stop there. I usually do on these. Okay, that's weird. Crazy, why are you speaking French? Yeah, I really enjoyed the Technoblade reference. Yeah, that was pretty smart. Again, I'm not spoiling anything else. Storyline, if you if you think about it, like, people just think of the story as a bit, it's just a standard thing. But if you take a minute to actually think about the story and think what the actual concept of the actual story of, like, why they're doing all of the things and, you know, going to the thing in the first place, it's actually quite personal. Yes, Technoblade will always be a legend. Yeah, the mic is supposed to do that. I've got a noise gate on it, so basically when I'm not talking, it removes the fan noise, because having the fan noise on all the time, it's a little bit, what's the word? Annoying. So yeah, just activate a noise gate. It's not perfect, and it probably never will be perfect. But it's just something that, stop you guys having to listen to my fan noise all the time. Especially, when I'm not talking for, like a few seconds or so. Just to try and, clean up the audio a little bit. Having said that, when I listen back to a few of my streams, it doesn't actually sound that bad, in a way. Yes, I can tell what you mean about it cutting off a little bit, halfway through sentences, but honestly, it's alright for me. It's fine. Also, I am currently editing down yesterday's F1 manager race when I managed Monaco, which we actually got a 1-2, surprisingly. It was a chaotic wet race, honestly. I think you guys should check that stream out. It was amazing, that Monaco Grand Prix race. But I'm basically editing down the highlights of that, and I'm going to stick that on as a video. The first operated race I've done, where I haven't actually cheated in the game to actually, get onto on winning Bem second. But yeah, it was a crazy race. There's one moment that's going to be a short, which I'm going to upload when I get that video out as well. But yeah, crazy race, and honestly, I really enjoyed that race. It was so fun. So yeah, I'm currently editing that down. I've pretty much got the base. I just want to try and see if I can just clean it up a little bit more, but then it should be, pretty much, good to go. What is better in your opinion, electric or diesel trains or battery trains? Probably electric, because they're just quicker and they accelerate quicker. I mean, you see the proof here with with the 756 and 755. It's electric and it accelerates like an F1 car. Obviously, electrical trains, I think, in some cases are better for the environment as well. I mean, once just adjust stop oil, protest or anything. I hate those people, by the way, and I don't really want to be associated with those people. I get that they, trying to spread a message, but I don't like how they're doing it. But yeah, it is technically better for the environment, because they're not spreading, pollution all over the place. I'm not saying that, electrical trains don't spread pollution, but I think they do spread less pollution than a diesel train would. So there is that. So I do think it, you know, it is more environmentally friendly, if that's the word, you know, vehicles as it, you know, as it would be. Going towards the end of the platform. The question is, who is Fetch or his class 755 or Hamilton? Honestly, probably
This
Hamilton
is
still.
Preston Junction. Please mind the gap between the train and the
F125
platform
lasted for the last 5
Change
laps
here
of
for
Abu Dhabi Grand
trains
Prix.
to Norrington.
Jeez.
Change here
Yes,
for
I did see the
tram
Antonelli
and bus
crash, and honestly,
services
after it
to
happened, I was
other
just like,
destinations.
"It's Antonelli! What a legend!"
This is an intercity service to Avonhill.
Yes, I'm a massive fan of Max Verstappen.
Welcome on board this intercity service to
The thing
Avonhill.
is,
Calling
alright,
at
off
Luton,
track,
Belmont Green.
off-track,
and
Max sounds like a
Avonhill.
lovely guy. All right, he sounds like a lovely
The
guy.
next station
On track
is
though,
Luton.
I'm not so much of a fan of his mentality and driving style, let's say. But off track, he sounds like a lovely guy. Someone you can have a lot of banter with, but track, not so much, I don't think. Hello, Roger, by the way. But should SEO put a car marker distance for the train? They do. Oh, you mean is the thing that I have in British Railway? I mean, you could do. I don't know what it would improve, though, to be fair. Your rage is like, I show speed, but I still like it. That's the thing. Okay, I like when he rages at his team that something's not right with the car. For some reason, I kind of like him, you know, always complaining. I know it's bad for him, but as a spectator, I like when people complain to their team, you know, such as like Hamilton in Miami, you know, when he was like saying, you know, oh, so, you know, I can't remember exactly what team it was to. I think it was Sainz, I think, you know, and it was like, oh, so do you want me to let him through as well? You know, it's just the banter, you know, on track with their engineers, you know, kind of makes me chuckle. I think it was also, you know, the Piastri one as well at Austria, you know, all these years and Alpine still trying to screw me over, something like that. That was just a goal. Like, that was team radio of the season right there. But the thing is that no one gets it unless you know the context behind it. Yeah, it should have been broadcasted. It's so, yeah, I mean, you don't know what teams are going to say, though, that's the thing. Essentially, 2 years ago, before Oscar was actually an F1 driver, Alpine basically announced that Piastri was going to be their driver. But then Piastri basically said on Twitter that he wasn't going to be an Alpine driver for next season. So basically, Alpine did some dodgy thing where they announced Piastri as the driver, whereas Piastri didn't actually sign with Alpine.
To Ashdean,
So then,
Millbridge,
obviously, he then went to McLaren. I don't know if he actually decided that before the Alpine message, you know, had been sent out. But then, obviously, in Austria, he shoved Piastri onto the grass when was actually, you know, a lap he was supposed to be let through. And yeah, it was just so funny that, you know, Piastri then just
Welcome on board
would have
this
said
intercity
that.
service to
It was just like,
Avonhill, calling at Belmont Green, Fleetwood, and
So weird.
Avonhill. The next station is
Also, it's funny that
Belmont
Lawson now
Green.
has more points than Sonoda. Jesus. Yes, that Triple C is not a promotion from RB. It's a demotion. It's ruined people's careers, you know? Ricardo, Albon, Gasly, Perez, Lawson, and now Tsunoda. That's 6 drivers, I think, in the past 7 years, I think. That's not a good ratio. That is not a good ratio. Right, next up, Bellman Green. Lawson got the promotion. He's getting back to form, which... Yeah, he qualified of Verstappen in the Red Bull. But I think even... Yeah, I mean, Perez was decent, you know. I think, you know, he got a couple of wins with that Red Bull team. But I think even Tommy from P1 with Matt and Tommy, you know, I think even he was, you know, sort of, you know, agreeing that, you know, Red Bull is now a team that's going downhill. Basically, it's on a downward trajectory. You know, basically saying, you know, if they lose Max, if Max does go to Mercedes next year, you know, what do Red Bull do? Because that is their star driver leaving the team. Yeah, they literally will become a backmarker. Honestly, I think even Horner will just leave as well. All of their technicians, their engineers, they'll probably all just leave. And probably go to like Aston Martin. And Adrian Newey with Aston Martin, they can actually probably put Aston Martin on the top with bloody Stroll. Alonso could still get another world championship. Like, come on. Yeah, 2022 was a good year for Perez. Played a game called Roma and I'm ranked. Oh, awesome. I've played something like that. I think it's like Row Supermarket or something. I think we did play it on a previous stream, I think. Then Red Bull fall apart, indeed. Max Verstappen, the song is good. His driving is just the raging, yes. I assume with the song you're talking about. Da, 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 da. Max Verstappen. Da, 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 da. Even as a Lewis fan, I enjoy that song. I don't know what it is, but I just like songs about the drivers. Even if I hate the driver,
Green.
I still like them.
This
you know?
is an intercity service to Avonhill.
I hate Max, but I love the songs. Max, 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 Super Max, Max, Super Max, Max, Max. I think that's like the first one that kind of blew up, you know. Stroll just needs to get his 2024 and he will do fine. Oh yeah, yeah, bro. Yeah, Stroll's didn't he get pole in 2020 or something, or was that Perez? I think that might have been Stroll that actually got the pole. Wasn't he leading the race as well? At some point. Yeah, like, how did he do that at this point? Yeah. It's like each F1 driver should have a song.
I think calling at Fleetwood and Avonhill.
There was a lot in COVID time that did happen.
The next station is
but then
Fleetwood.
Creator basically had to stop. Obviously, the world decided to open up, and he was, you know, then going back to, you know, school and stuff. So he couldn't really dedicate time to do them anymore. But yeah, there were a few songs about current drivers. Like Seb has one, Lewis has one. What's his name? Torpedo guy. Fiat has one. And there's someone else as well. I should keep this mic. That's a statement and a half. Thing is, when I do my room, I can dial down the noise a little bit. But yeah, I kind of do see what you're saying. You know, it's kind of reminding me of, you know, my COVID era. Obviously, I didn't have a proper mic, you know, in 2019 and 20. I was using literally my headset mic.
We will shortly be arriving at Fleetwood.
So, yeah, I do see what you're saying. You know, it's sort of bringing back the vibes, isn't it? Yeah, that is true. Yeah, the 2020, and he said Force India. It's not Force India, it's Racing Point. The 2020 Racing Point was basically a 2019 Mercedes, and obviously the 2019 Mercedes was just goated. You know, the W11 though will always be the grippiest and fastest car, I think, in F1. There's nothing better than the W11. Nothing. The only things I remember from Turkey 20 is Hamilton winning his 7th title, Vettel on the podium, Ocon finishing P10, winning a pit stop, rain, chaos, and yes. True. I only remember Hamilton winning his 7th title. Although I do remember Vettel getting very angry because he made a mistake. Wait, what was that Vettel? No, that was Leclerc, isn't it? Leclerc went for a move down the inside of the corner, the hairpin before the... and he just messed up. He completely outbroke himself and, yeah, just went straight on. Ferrari 499P is a good car. I'll say I'm familiar with that. I don't know what an F1 car will look like in 2041.
Welcome on board.
That's a few years still to go. I don't even think Antonelli will still be racing at that point.
The next station is Avonhill, where
Maybe.
this train terminates.
Maybe.
Please ensure you take all your personal belongings with you when leaving the train.
He'll probably be he'll probably be the Alonso. Yeah, Alonso probably. Antonelli will probably, if he is still racing, will probably be the Alonso, you know, the veteran in 2041. Still chasing his 33rd win. Yes. Alonso hasn't really been decent this year, has he? And you know, Aston Martin, you know, they have Adrian Newey. I don't know how they haven't shot up the constructors yet. They did alright at the start of 2023, but then they just went nowhere. Just that. Thank you, SC, for that. Newey is focusing on 2026. Oh, okay then. That might be the reason then. I don't like how this signal basically dictates this one. Like, there should be a signal like at the end here which dictates this bit of line, because these tracks don't. So it kind of doesn't make sense for all of this to just be single track. You know, there should be like a signal here or something. You know, add a signal for a bit more better traffic management, I'd say. Because now I'm occupying this entire block, whereas if there's a signal here, it'll only be this part. From a perspective for me, it sounds like a plan. Whether theoretically that'll be the same, I don't know. Or something. Right, I'm only going to go 80, I think, because there is a train in front of me. I am passing everything until Avonhill, but I want to make sure that I don't get caught up with that train. So if they're running on the left tracks, that'll be alright, and it's a red signal, so I don't know why I'm even speaking. Because I'm gonna be spatting this. There's nothing I can do. Nothing I can do. Fantastic. Well, I know that we are following them then. Those trains are even going fast. I'm just stuck here. Are you just going to be driving some of the new trains, or will we do some guarding or driving other trains? We'll drive some of the trains, I think, maybe if we have time. And yeah, we might do some guarding later on as well. That's literally the only sort of 2 roles that you can do in British Railways. I mean, you can be a passenger and do some challenge mode things, but I'm not really a massive fan of those, to be honest. I don't really do guarding on British Railway because I know you guys obviously, you know, want to join and, you know, guard my train, but the thing is that it just takes too long for me. I just want to be able to, you know, just jump into the game and just be able to drive and not really rely on potentially, you know, delaying us and, you know, doing those things. With SCR, it's kind of a bit like I have to. Like, if I actually had a personal choice on SCR, I probably wouldn't have a guard. Obviously, I'm open to be, you know, open to have one, but I kind of don't want one that's, you know, potentially just going to delay us time. Whereas mostly on SCR, you know, we kind of do get delayed on time, but that's not always just due to the guard. That's just due to, you know, spad traps as well. With, you know, this thing, there is a purposeful setting to stop guard requests. So, personally, I just on. You're playing PTFS while watching the stream. Awesome, awesome. Wow, SMG is laggy. It is, right? Yeah. Oh, the signal's right here. I was literally looking at that as well. I literally don't know why I didn't even see that earlier. You're going to fly the red arrows, absolutely. Oh yeah, funny story. I posted the Lava Chicken song on the Minecraft thing. As I said, I posted it on Discord. I posted it to the XRS channel. And Raven came in a few hours later, basically, you know, what have I just, you know, come into the chat to? Because by then, you know, that video would have, you know, gone on. I basically replied to his message saying, well, I posted the Lava Chicken song earlier on Minecraft, and he just put a picture of, like a referee holding up a yellow card. So I replied to that message saying, shouldn't it be a red? And then you pretty much say, you know, you pretty much see where this is going. And then Raven said, it's on brand for fetch for the yellow, and I was just like, well, no, I actually kind of want it to be a red. So then, you know, because I kind of want it, because then I can be the red arrows. Turned on my autopilot, so time to chat in here. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, if only British Railway actually had autopilot. Have it as a game pass. Why not? SMG, you can go, by the way. You've been given clearance. So if you're not going, I'll basically have the next allocation out of it, you know, out of here, please. Can't see it at all, but if you want taking it, I'll have it. There you go. How are you so laggy, by the way? By the way, for season 2, Red Bull signed Schumacher and V Cup got Villeneuve and Senna. Jesus. Thing is with me is that really over this heatwave I haven't really had time to play F1.25. Like the XRS races around Spain, I've not done a single lap at Spain at all. So I'll literally be going into the league race if I do race tomorrow with 3 laps of practice. You know? I'll literally just hop onto time trial, save a setup when I know, and just use that. You know, learn as I go. Thank you, Country Ball Shorts, for subscribing there, by the way. Okay, your Wi-Fi's on fire. Bro, your Wi-Fi is worse than McDonald's. Like, I'm not just saying that. Been 31 degrees, I did 2 50% races. Well, yeah, but the thing is that Germany have air conditioning and stuff. And your houses are built to reflect, or they're built for the heat to escape. That's the complete opposite in the UK. We have super humid heat, no air conditioning, and our houses are built to retain the heat. There's even been some Americans that, which even they get humid heat, come over to the UK and actually apologise to us. Because, you know, they're just like, wait, why didn't you have air conditioning? Because it's not normal here. It never has been. Because, you know, the UK is not built for heat. You know, it used to be very cold and, you know, rainy in the UK. But honestly, it's starting to feel like, you know, Africa in the UK sometimes. It's just insanely hot. Like, I think some houses that are being built now, you know, they're starting to be built like American houses are. You know, fitted with air conditioning and, you know, built for the heat to escape. I don't think American houses use bricks, which is like one of the major heating elements of a house. And all of the insulation, it's just, I don't even know. Whereas, you know, American houses are built, well, they're not built out of plastic, but, you know, it's a lot more of a, not so much thick material, you know, it's a very thin, but obviously still very durable, but yeah. I use Windows to cool down. I mean, that's another thing as well, you know, most houses do have, you know, different types of windows. Oh yeah, Chris uses Linux, yeah. Some use it, you know, some use Mac as well. Yeah, it's better when it's right, yeah. True.
We will shortly be arriving at Avonhill, where this train terminates.
That is, you know, the major talking question though. If Apple ever made a car, would it have windows?
Change here for tram and bus services to other destinations. Please mind the gap between the train.
It's been like one of those theory questions for like a while, but then people then realise, oh, I get the reference now. Like, it's such a stupid statement where people actually thought it was real. Like... Well, of course it's got to have windows, you know. How else are you going to cool the car down? It's a joke. Because they're two different operating systems. They both compete with each other. Barely any homes have air conditioning here. Well, you know, still, at least your houses are built for the heat to escape. And you probably have better windows as well. I've seen a video of Germans of how they do their windows. I think it's like they have an hour where they have all windows and doors open in Germany. Like some weird law or something. I think I even sent it to you and you even like confirmed, yes, it's real, but we don't do it. Humidity might reach 58% tomorrow. Bro, we get like 70!
This is Avonhill. Please mind the gap between
Honestly,
the train
what does my
and the
weather app say for
platform
today?
edge. Change here for tram and bus services to other destinations. This train terminates here. Please ensure that you
it
take all
has
your personal
been-
belongings with you when leaving the train.
Yeah, it's
Thank you for
71%
traveling
right
with us
now.
today.
Humidity. And it's gonna get up to 85 overnight. Like the highest point is like at 5:30 in the morning. It's sweltering. I suppose we could go back to Cuffley. Why not? Do like a round trip. I think this is actually, in theory as well, the best.
Welcome on board
right.
this intercity service to
It's intercity
Cuffley.
services to Cuffley.
Calling at
Might as well.
Fleetwood,
And then afterwards, then we might do,
Green,
you know,
Freston
we may,
Junction, Hume Heath,
you know,
Norrington, and Cuffley.
what's the word? We may do some, guarding. Got red signals though at the moment, so you need to be a bit more careful.
Welcome on board this intercity service to Cuffley. Calling
Yeah,
at
because there's a
Fleetwood,
755 or whatever coming
Green,
in.
Freston Junction, Hume Heath,
Hopefully it'll be
Norrington,
slightly,
and
you
Cuffley.
know, cleared as we get closer.
The next station is Fleetwood.
Oh, train's left platform 1. Amazing. Guess we'll be waiting here then for a few minutes. Like I said, we'll do some guiding after this. I know has aircon in their home. Apparently it costs £2,000. Jeez. Do they live in like a... Do you know if they live in like a detached house or semi-detached? Or even a block of flats? Because I think I read somewhere that if you live in a semi-detached or apartment, the whole... both houses or the whole building has to be, you know, has to be built for purpose. You know, it's not just you if you live in, you know, a detached house, but I'm pretty sure, you know, you would need to like tap into like both homes or something. The other house doesn't necessarily need to have aircon, but it has the option to be upgraded in the if it were to have air conditioning. If tomorrow's extra stream is changed, which obviously is likely at the moment, it'll be a game of my choice. Thursday will be Roblox, but if it does go ahead, then, you know, Thursday will be game of my choice. Thursday humidity 86%. Yeah, I mean we get the 80s like overnight, which I don't know is a good thing or bad thing, because it's sort of been in a way you don't necessarily feel it because you're sleeping, but then you feel the effect when you wake up, because you wake up basically in a pool in a way. But metaphorically speaking. I surprisingly didn't sleep with my fan on yesterday. I never do anyway. But last night, you know, my parents and my sister had their fans on. I didn't have my fan on, and I even had it closed. You know, my door was closed, everything. They had their doors open and fans on, and I was there in my room. I didn't actually. Weirdly enough, I actually didn't feel hot at all. And yeah, like I said, I'm sat now. The back door's open. I'm getting a lovely breeze on me. Like I'm not hot at all. I'm honestly, I'm actually a bit chilly. I'll tell you that. But honestly, I don't mind it. You know, after this heat, you know, I could do with a bit. You know, I could do with a bit of a chill. Yeah, it's honestly wonderful. Like, people would probably call this weather freezing. You know. You know, people in the UK, you know, they say like, you know, 30 degrees. Oh, you know, it's excellent weather today, you know, for like a theme park thing. I'm just like, no, it isn't. It absolutely isn't. I like it when it's quite cool and I can, you know, just comfortably sit here. You know, a nice breeze. That's what I call good weather. You're not sweating, you're not, you know, you're not too cold either. You know, it's just a nice, gentle breeze. You know what I mean? Now that the hottest city or town right now is 45 degrees in Afghanistan. Wow. You're dying right now, sweating so much. I think the wind direction though is good for us because it, you know, if it wasn't for the wind, I don't think I'd be feeling like this. Like, the wind is actually hitting the rear of the house, which is obviously where our rear door is, if you didn't know that. And, you know, having our doors and windows open, you know, that is pushing, you know, the cool air into our house. And that is, you know, causing us to actually have a nice breeze. Like, I'm feeling breezes on my leg right now, and honestly, it feels fantastic. It's so nice. Give me -4 degrees, literally. In the game of your choice, can you do Train Sim World 5? I don't know. I don't know how that's going to work on my laptop. So, I think I have it downloaded, but I don't think I've played it. I don't know. Oh, I'm speeding, and I probably should start slowing down anyway. Don't close the rear door. I'm enjoying the breeze. Remember in July 2022 when it reached 38 to 39, I physically and mentally died. Honestly, with that heat, I was fine with that. Because it was a dry heat. You know, it's the sort of heat that you would expect if you went on holiday for something. You know, it wasn't like a humid heat.
We will shortly
Normally we get
arriving
humid
at
heat. So actually, although yes, it felt hot, I wasn't sweating. You know, it wasn't sweating hot. It was just, you know, it's this. You know, that's actually alright. Although yes, it was 40 degrees where I wasn't sweating because of, like, that's dream of. You know, heat like that. Absolutely. Oh, and that's the breeze we don't like because things have fallen over. I just saw a bog roll thing just go flying across the room. It's like a tornado in there now. It's like I know, optimistic there. Video. I haven't had time to do one yet. Like, I need to do the Q&A either. I need to do that at some point. I might try and do that on Thursday. Yeah, it's supposed to do that.
This is
Or badly.
Fleetwood.
I don't know why it's. Well,
This is
I don't know
an
why it's so
intercity
bad, to be
service
honest.
to Cuffley.
It shouldn't be. Let me maybe do something like that, and maybe that might fix it slightly. I'm struggling to understand what you're saying most of the time.
Welcome on board this
That's
intercity
weird.
service to Cuffley.
Like
Calling
someone
out
at the start of, you know, at the start said that,
Preston
you know,
Junction,
my mic actually sounded
and
decent.
Cuffley. The next
Thank
station
you,
is Belmont
Dodge
Green.
Hyper Do, by the way, for following on Twitch. Nah, it's awful. Yes, it is a headset mic. Honestly, when I was listening to the F1 Manager stream, you know, yesterday, it didn't feel that bad, or it didn't sound that bad. When's my next Romart stream? Well, I don't do dedicated Romart streams. Yeah, to be fair, I was muted for 15 minutes of it, but... I mean, I noticed slight issues, but nothing other than that. No, okay, my next Romart stream is on the 30th of February. 4080. That's a type of graphics card.
We will shortly be arriving at Belmont Green.
And let's start slowing it down. I'll be waiting until that day. Yeah, good luck waiting for a day that will never happen. Well, who knows? We might actually get 30 or 31 days in February, you know, by the year 40,000, whatever. Yeah, honestly, I really want to turn off that community leaderboard thing. It's such a, like, whoever thought of the idea at YouTube, what are you doing? Like, what made you think of that idea, of that concept?
This is an intercity service to Cuffley.
You know? I don't get it. I've turned it off myself personally because it's just a bad update.
Welcome on board this intercity service.
It's just such a bad update.
Calling at Preston Junction, Hume Heath, Norrington, and Cuffley.
So I just turn it off and just keep the chat as normal.
Preston Junction.
You know? Yeah, it's been doing that for quite some time, I think, actually. Well, until like 3 days ago. Well, actually, no, I am seeing display names again, I think, actually. So why did they revert that, but they didn't revert the gamer tags? Oh, I don't know. YouTube made it like Twitch with channel points, it'll be better. Probably. I mean, it's good. The handles is good, but for a content creator, you know, for content creators to, you know, tag other you know, creators and stuff. Like, say, you know, when I'm doing something with Rizzy, you know, instead of just getting her channel, you know, her channel name and things like that, you know, I can just put in @Rizzy and it will usually just come up with her channel. So I can just select it, you know, that way. Why are we passing Leeton? That's never happened before. Oh, my leg is dying. But in terms of like comments and things like that, it just doesn't really feel like it works well, you know. I'm doing well, by the way. Thank you, Kai Bradley. Hope you're doing well yourself. Have you seen the heat wave? Mate, I'm in the heat wave. But like, you know, like I've been saying, you know, I'm actually quite cool right now. I've got, you know, my back door open and there's a very good breeze coming through and it feels awesome. Don't you start, Optimus. Don't you even start. Don't you even start with me. Don't you dare. The thing is, there isn't a way to turn it off. Like, I've turned it off for me, so I can't see it. But at the moment, I don't know. I don't see an option to turn it off on the channel. Because if there was, I would turn it off. I can't turn it off for everyone. You have to personally do it yourself. I wish I could choose the weather. I'd put storm every day. Me too. Me too. -5 degrees whilst at it. Yeah, absolutely. I can definitely support that. I can actually race every day, you know. Might actually have a cool birthday as well, you know. Not just, you know, not just, what's the word? What is the word? Not just as like a statement, but like actually physically as well. Yeah, exactly, you know. See, that's the thing when, you know, when it's a heater weather, you know, if it is cool, then you can just do an activity or something to heat back up, you know, to warm it, you know, to warm it up. You can't really do that when it's already hot, you know. It's not like you can cool the house down, you know. Fans only work to a certain extent, and then that's it. Or yes, you know, something like eating ice cubes, but you can't cool the house down. The only thing you can do is heat the house up. So make it cold, and then you can choose how much you want to heat up your house. You know? Have it really cold, and then just have the radiators on. You know? Or do something like I do, you know? Get your PC on, get your laptop on. Play the games that basically puts the temperatures up, you know, up sky high. Use that. Like, I can remember when I was able to literally race in long sleeve t-shirts and not get sweaty in the winter. I can't do that now. I get sweaty even if, you know, even if I'm in my vest. It honestly doesn't make sense at times. It just doesn't. It's the stupidest thing since YouTube removed the dislikes. Yeah, see, I don't get that either. Like, I know they're trying to make YouTube, you know, a more positive environment. But the thing is, if you remove the dislikes, what's the purpose for likes? Do you know what I mean? like, what's the purpose of having likes? What's the purpose of having likes if you know? Well, you can still dislike content, but it doesn't show the amount of dislike it doesn't show the amount of dislikes a person has unless you are the channel owner of that video. Like, I can probably go ahead and tell you how many dislikes, you know, some of my previous videos have got, because I'm able to see those statistics. But yeah, you know, it's kind of like, I know why they did it, but I also don't at the same time.
Trains to Norrington. Change here for tram and bus services to other destinations. Please mind the gap
Dislike the
between
stream
the
for
train
fun.
and the platform edge.
Like, I think there was even a YouTube, you know, Black Griffin, who literally said, leave a like if you like the video, or leave a dislike if you didn't like it. And I'm just like, mate, that's so humble. You know, he literally gave people the option to dislike if they didn't like the video. But the thing is that no one was able to see them. It's kind of like the YouTube Rewind video, you know, that was notoriously famous for getting so many dislikes. You can't do that anymore. You know, that was like, you know, like a certain percentage of, like, how many people liked or disliked it. You know, it's on many, you know, video social media sites. You know? You know, it gave you a rating like 78% people liked this, or 58%, or, you know, whatever.
This is Preston Junction.
It had a lot more
Please
than
mind
50
the gap
dislikes,
between the train and the
the
platform edge.
YouTube Rewind
Change
ad.
here for trains to
I
Norrington.
think at one point it had like
Change here for
1.2
tram and
million
bus services
dislikes.
to other destinations. This is an intercity service to
You know,
Cuffley.
it was just insane. We're playing Don't Get Eliminated after the stream, so that
Welcome on board
so
this
that
intercity
should cheer
service
me
to
up.
Cuffley,
It should do.
calling at Hume Heath, Norrington, and Cuffley.
This chat
The
is too
next
dead.
station is Hume Heath.
Well, you know, it's kind of going, you know, a bit quick now. Hello, James, by the way. How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Dislike and unsubscribe in the next five seconds, or you won't get any presents. Oh my days. We'll find a spider in your bed. Luckily, I haven't had one for a few days. The only time I saw a spider was today, and it was just on my laptop in the morning. I like the amount of YouTube viewers at the moment. Was it like 33 or something? If you add YouTube and Twitch, then it's a great number again. Oh, it's going to be 31, isn't it? It's going to be 30. It's going to be 31. I just know crazy at this point. I just know. It's going to like add up to like 31 or something. Saw a massive one 2 weeks ago, like massive. Yeah, it's called the spiders we usually get in our house right now. Like, I kid you not, we have had spiders that literally the size of your hand. I'm not joking. We've actually seen those around the house sometimes. But, you know, we still do, you know, get, you know, some small ones. You know, I'm not just saying they're all of the ones that we got, but... Yeah, we actually get those spiders quite often, actually. It's either that or a tarantula, you know. If it's got hairy legs, then it's a tarantula. If it doesn't, then it's not a tarantula. You get tarantulas here. I have seen and held a tarantula. You know, at like open fair things where, you know, animal experts have come from like all over the world and stuff. I've held a snake, which you probably did in your daily life, optimistic, back when you were younger. You know. In Australia, you eat. I don't think you eat tarantulas. I don't think that's a good idea. The snake I wore it as a scarf. Best experience ever. The thing is,
We will shortly be arriving at.
with snakes,
Please mind the gap between the train
is that
and the platform.
they're a
edge.
lovely creature, but they look intimidating. You know, they look intimidating. You know, they look intimidating, but they're lovely. But the thing is that that thought is always inside of my head. You know, and it just keeps me back from, you know, doing it again. Spiders are fine to hold. The thing is, as well, is that I have quite sensitive touch as well. And you're like, do you know what I mean? You know, I'm like very sensitive to like just touch things, and sometimes it can be a bit uncomfortable, so to speak. Yeah, exactly.
This is Hume Heath. Please mind the gap between the train
Like
and
most
the
things, like
platform
most
edge.
objects in my day-to-day
This
life,
is an
I'm fine.
intercity service to Cuffley.
You know, laptop, you know, picking up my drink to, you know, drink, my mouse, my iPad, you know, everything is fine. But like, if there's one thing that isn't sort of right, or something that's constantly, you know, moving, like an
Welcome
insect
on
or something
board
like
this
that,
intercity service to Cuffley,
it
calling at
just bugs me
Norrington
slightly.
and Cuffley. The next station is Norrington.
We didn't stop at the wrong car marker. Honestly, as long as you stop on the platform, you're fine. You drinking? No, I'm literally. I know I'm saying those as like two separate examples. I have a water bottle and a mouse. I never said I drink from my mouse. What's the temperature in my room? Well, I don't know about my room because I'm not in there right now, but when I went up there to just turn on my fan just to see if I could get a bit more cool air into my room, it felt fine. You know, the actual temperature technically right now is 21 degrees. But it doesn't feel like that at all. It feels like 18 or probably even 17, you know, with the breeze through the back door. It's really nice, the breeze. It's the coolest I've felt in days. It's actually really nice.
We will shortly be arriving at Norrington. Please mind the
If
gap
you stop off the
between
platform,
train
then you'll
and
find
the
apprentice
platform
voice. Absolutely. Yes, Lord Sugar. Okay, Okay, I'm slowing down, game. Give me a chance. I was watching, it wasn't a full episode of The Apprentice. See, the S-Car market did the same bug. I was watching an episode of The Apprentice, or a clip of it. From the one where, what was her name? The really stubborn one from this year. They labelled it as the fastest apprentice firing one yet.
This is Norrington. Please
you know,
mind the
that
gap
really
between the
stubborn
train
one that
and
really
the
should have
platform
gone
edge.
in the first
This
episode.
is an intercity service to Cuffley.
You know? But didn't. And then she was given one chance as a PM, and she went. Like, she turned down probably about 10 things that could have made her serious profit on, you know, on that
Welcome
task.
on board
And
this
she didn't.
intercity service to
She just thought
Cuffley,
bangers and mash
calling
were the
at
best,
Cuffley
you know, were the best
only.
thing ever. You know?
The next
It didn't
station
look
is
appetising at all.
Cuffley, where this train terminates. Please ensure you take all your personal belongings with you when leaving the train.
And I think, you know, people were seeing it, you know, when the episode was airing, you know. As soon as she was selected as PM, yeah, she's gone. She's just gone. I will be honest, though. As I was watching the episode, I didn't really see the other team, though, doing that well. You know, so, you know, I was kind of like thinking, she needs to go, but if the other team win it, then, or if the other team lose it, then she actually can't go. So I was just hoping and praying that they lose, and yeah, they did, and I was just like, justice. And from that moment on, I just knew she was gone. Any donations yet? Not in this stream, no, but honestly, you don't need to donate. They are literally only there if you really want to support me, you know. Just watching the videos is more than enough support, you know. There's no legality to donate at all. Absolutely not. I find funny when you spad trapper gets spadded by you or they fail the trap. Yeah, I like the failed ones because that's what makes me laugh. But you know, they are annoying to take, and due to that, because I suffer from so many, obviously try not do it to regular people, but people that I know are going to spad trap me. That's why I like doing it to them, as a bit, you know, as like a bit of karma. But to normal people, I obviously try not to spad trap people. Oh wait, I'm passing here. I remember that video that I did. What was that video? I can't remember the exact one, but I spawned at Beachley Sidings, and there was a signaler online. I think I was going to Stepford Victoria, I seem to remember. I spawned in, and every siding was full. And then I remember I was waiting at the signal, waiting for my turn, and then another train, because both signals were on red at the time, another train spawned in and then spadded the signal. So I was like waiting there, and I honestly thought I had to wait until they had, until they had departed. What I did is I waited there, waited for the signal to change, and then as soon as the signal changed, I literally just bolted it, and I managed to, get through. Because I think the other signal even turned on to proceed as well, or caution. And I was just like, absolutely not, my friend. I am occupying this block. You'll have to wait another turn. Yeah, and I did the run meme, yeah. I did the run one. Hello, Render. Have you changed your name? Ultramatrix. How you doing? Welcome to the stream. How enjoyable did you find Bahrain in your XRS race? It was very enjoyable. Honestly, mad respect to One Eye. Like, I was watching his stream, and obviously, in the moment, you know, you're kind of a bit, you know, too into the battle, and you don't really think about it actually being, you know, actually having a good race. You know, you're mainly focusing on your own race, but there were moments in the race where One Eye was actually, you know, praising me. And honestly, after the race, we just had a lovely talk with each other, you know, about, you know, we did this, we did that, you know, we even give out, you know, we even, you know, said some, you know, improvements that both of us could have done, you know, to actually have the thing a bit better, you know, to keep it cleaner. I can tell they're going to try and spad trap me. Knew it. But yeah. It was such a cool battle. And like I said, you know, we literally messaged each other. Afterwards, and you know, we were obviously, you know, we're fine with each other, you know. I trust him, he trusts me. You know, it is how racing goes, you know. Which is kind of the reason why sometimes, you know, I kind of raced. The thing is that when I trust someone and I know that I'm friends with someone, I do race a little bit harder with them, in a way, because I kind of know how they race, and I know that they won't technically just try and, you know, take me out if I get a little bit too close to them. Like, obviously, I try not to be, you know. I think there were a few times, you know, where I did kind of, you know, show One Eye the door, you know, sometimes, you know. I think every time I sent one down the inside, you know, I kind of push him a little bit too much onto the curve, to be fair. But yeah. It was more of a message, though, that, you know, I kind of knew that I could give him a little bit of, you know, a nudge, you know, a little bit, you know, every now and then. I mean, again, like I said, after all, it is pre-season. I mean, we should be racing how we should, you know, how we do in the actual lobbies and stuff. But yeah, I obviously, you know, do try and race cleanly. But obviously, in the actual, you know, rounds, I would give them, you know, a bit more space. Because, you know, that is when it does kind of matter. But, you know, in pre-season and things like that, you know, I do try and, you know, give them at least a little bit, you know, more to think about. How the hell did you go first? Oh my god, it's going to be a constant stream of trains. Anyway, yeah, I'm just chatting about stuff. Bahrain like sheep rain, because yes, I know the sound of what a sheep makes. I'm not 2 months old optimistic. It may surprise you, but I'm not 2 months old. I know the sound of a sheep. That changed to red as I passed it. I know I just blew everyone's ears off, but come on. When are we gonna get proper signalers in British Railway? Like, this is such a common occurrence. Like, this is the reason why SCR actually has proper signal, like has a proper signaling system to avoid this. You know? And we have her staff. Like, come on.
We will shortly be arriving at Cuffley, where this train
Like,
terminates.
I don't know what
Please ensure
annoys me
you take
most, that or the actual spad traps.
Please mind the gap between the train and the platform edge.
You know what I mean? Because, like, spad traps, I can kind of see them coming, but something like that, you know, you kind of feel like you've got past it, and you know, you've done it, but then you don't, and then you suddenly stop. It's just, oh my god. Any updates on SSG? Let's have a look, shall we? I don't think there was the last time I looked.
This is Cuffley.
No,
Please mind the gap
optimistic.
between the train and
Do
the
you mind
platform edge. This train
do you mind
terminates here.
kidnapping space, please, so we can get an update on that? Like, honestly, SDS apps are going quicker than signaling ones. What do you mean kidnapping space? We need an update on signaler apps. And I feel like you're the only one that can basically do that. Oh my god, you are doing an absolute... Thing is that I would actually kind of like to do that, but it's too long. Norrington to Avonhill, 21:27. Sorry about that. I honestly, I was literally about to mute my mic as well. Alright, I'll do it, but I won't do the whole thing. I'll just go as far as I want to. Yeah, I mean, I was joking about it, but I do kind of feel though that SDS apps are going a bit quicker than signaling ones, but that's just me at the end of the day. I think that's just me. Obviously, you know, they have lives outside of, you know, SCR, which is understandable. They can't dedicate their lives to it. Yeah, that is true actually as well. Yeah, SDS does have more app readers. Yeah, very true actually. I think there's even more managers as well, and ones that are not on LOA as well. Yeah, fair point. No, I am feature gaming, not feature one. You requested to stop at Ashdean Bridge. I don't think we are. I don't think we are going to be stopping there, to be honest. Fridge reviews gaming. Jesus. Like, is that now honestly a thing? Oh, wait. had to be done. Right, 1st of July, yep. It's gonna get loud again. Hello, there we go. Not too many passengers. I don't know if it's gonna pick up a little bit. Yeah, it is only like a one thing, isn't it? I'll sit down there, I think. Have someone to talk to. Honestly, you should do fridge reviews. Probably a wide open market for it. Just make it funny. Here we have a lovely fridge. It is by the company whatever. As you can see, it has an ice maker that barely never works 100% of the time, but you do have one if you so wish. You have 2 doors, one on either side. You can open it from the left and the right if you wanted to make your life even more complicated and not just have it all as one single door, which obviously means double the space, which is actually a good feature of this fridge. And then obviously you have your slots in the door here for the milk and whatever else you decide to have in your door. Thing is, I actually see myself doing something like that. Samsung smart fridge, you can even watch F1 on it. Yeah, all you need to do, just give it a knock and you can see everything that's inside your fridge, which is peak technology, you know. I kind of sound like Mr. Who's the Boss now. At least you got a fridge where you have to just like knock on it and it'll show you everything in there, don't you know? What it's doing is building the house series. I love that series. I don't know why. I just like those sorts of videos, I guess, you know, of people just building things. His setup one was elite. Like, I wish I had a setup like that, like, come on. Just ask your fridge on the go. Oh, hello.
We will shortly be arriving at Osage.
But yeah, I would honestly die to have a house like Mr. Who's the Boss. Like, he has room for literally everything that he needs. Like, he's got a bloody home cinema, you know. Okay, I didn't mean set up in terms of the equipment that I use, but in terms of, you know, the space that I have and things like that. Because obviously my room is very limited with space. You know, I wish I could have like a bigger room so I can have like a bigger desk and space everything out, you know, that behalf. Not the actual equipment that I use. But apart from, you know, maybe like, you know, new mic and stuff, but in terms of my PC things, that's fine. Yeah, I don't need to upgrade that at all. But in terms of the actual, like, ergonomic structure to my setup, you know, I would really like to improve that. That door shut on its own. Yesterday you had a crash on 1.3.5 and then my throttle half decided to only go to like 30%, so I had to restart my wheel. Oh gosh. You use Thrustmaster, right? I'm fairly sure I had that issue as well at one point, but I can't remember, I don't know how I got it fixed. Because I think I did it mid-race. Maybe I just like unplugged and replugged the wheel back in. Probably. And that fixed it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just unplug and replug it back in. I don't think you need to restart your game for that though. Maybe if you're like using the display or something. I don't know. Like if you use the sort of like telemetry window on the actual wheel itself. Which again, I don't know if you have. I can't remember what wheel rim you have. First I thought it was a hidden game feature. I think you said that you had the SF1000 wheel, but I can't remember if that was true or not. Or you used to have it. Yeah, I thought you did. It was a good wheel when it actually worked. But yeah, now I am kind of, you know, a Moser geek, I would say. I really do like the quick release, I have to say. I did like the Thrustmaster one, but it was just a bit more... It was just a bit too much of a faff for me. Like, you know, you had to actually like screw into the actual base itself. Whereas with a, you know, a Moser one, it's an actual like magnetical connection. You know, it's almost like a seal in a way. So much better. And when they say change wheels in seconds, they mean in seconds. Like with, you know, with my Thrustmaster, you know, it took me... You are a few days late, mate. It took me probably on average 2 to 3 minutes to change the wheel. With the new setup, I can literally do it in 2 seconds. Okay, maybe a bit too exaggerated, but within the 10 seconds, I can change a wheel out. I take off my wheel in around 5 seconds. I mean, if you're super quick with like a screwdriver, then yes, probably. If you have like a powered one, it probably is quicker. Fully set up, plugging everything in, 30 seconds is manageable. Yeah, I mean, I take a bit more care when I set up my stuff, as you know, essentially because, you know, I have to get my wheel into the right position and then get everything set up that way. And, you know, like I said, you know, I don't have a huge room anyway, so it does obviously, you know.
We will shortly be arriving.
You don't need a screwdriver. Wait, so do you? Oh wait, which wheel base do you use? Because, yeah, because if you use the new one, I think that actually has a proper quick release. I'm not talking about mozzarella sticks, Chris, we're talking about Moser. Yeah, that one has a proper quick release to it.
This is long run.
That wheelbase wasn't out when I actually got my Thrustmaster, otherwise I probably would have gone for that one. And if that be the case, then I probably wouldn't have had my issues. And yeah, it would have been so much easier to plug in and unplug new wheels, because it does have a proper quick release adapter. And I think like after they bought that out, they bought out like adapters so you could, you know, like have it on for as long as you were using that base, which obviously I wasn't, but they brought out adapters for all of their wheel rims, but because I didn't use that base, I couldn't get one. I don't know if I would have gotten the same issues with my world base if I didn't use that one. But honestly, I think my wire was slightly broken from day one because it didn't feel like it plugged in all the way, like when I very first got my wheel. But I didn't think it was an issue at the time because it functioned normally. So I just thought it was just one of those plugs that didn't really just plug in all the way, but it did provide the power. But the thing is, as time went on, it didn't really feel like it got any looser. But obviously the connection just didn't really feel, well, you know, and it just started to just disconnect randomly. So I don't know. Put in wheel move chair. Yeah, see, mine's a bit more interesting in a way, you know, because I literally have to set up the actual thing and, you know, place it in the right thing, and then obviously, you know, then I have to, you know, move my chair and all of that, and yeah, it just gets a bit of a, it just gets a bit too technical. But I kind of like, what the hell is that? Why? Okay, I don't know why we have literally avatars where Peter Griffin is literally on a train. But yeah, I like my setup to look neat, and obviously I want to make sure that I am positioned correctly as well, which does add to the setup time a little bit as well. My wheel base is stuck onto the chair. Yeah, isn't that because you use like a... Okay, I can't... Mate, I can't get these tickets. I know you want to use these characters, but I cannot do my job. So please, could you use an avatar where I can actually get to the tickets, please? Because I actually cannot see what I need to do. Hello, Shakira King, by the way, as well. Or just not get in my way, please, because I literally cannot see what I'm doing. So just reset, please, because I literally cannot see what I'm doing. You're not resetting, are you? The thing is, though, is that they sidetracked me, so I literally don't know what I was talking about. How am I coping in this heat? Well, I actually have, surprisingly, my rear door, or the rear of my house is where the, is where there's a lot of wind coming in. So I'm honestly just sat near that, and it's fine. It's working. Related to my previous sentence, finish your sentence before Peter Griffin annoyed you. Oh, you will wait. Oh yeah. So yeah, don't you use a like a proper racing cockpit as well? So like the wheel is connected to the, yeah, like, you know, you use one of those, don't you? Where the seat is actually part of the rig. Yeah, if you stay there, that's fine. That is fine. Oh, I missed one. I feel like this Peter train was also is SCR. People use loads of different avatars in all games. at least we aren't having one that literally expands to half of the map size. Like, I'm pretty sure there was one time where a user literally got an avatar that was half the size of the map. And I'm not joking. If you were driving and they spawned in there as a passenger, you would not see where you were going. Well, yeah, but you know what I mean. Anyway, I'm pretty sure the next station is Marion, if I'm not too much mistaken, which I think it is. Obviously, we're going to Stonebrook Town. We'll keep going until past, I think, and then look at end of the stream there. I did relatively start on time. I think it was only like 7:35, I think, when I started. So should give us, roughly, a good streaming time length. Off to do what I don't know. We'll have to do whatever I want to, basically.
We will shortly be arriving
We
at
play some WWE 2K25 because I'm actually getting into that for some peculiar reason. I never really liked wrestling, but I guess like a few years ago, I kind of got back into it a little bit. I don't know. Might do a bit more work on trying to get my Minecraft sorted on the new version. I don't know. See, the thing is that I actually had a slight bit of an issue trying to get my Minecraft sorted, because what I had to do, the whale's back. What I had to do is I had to duplicate my current save, because I wanted to basically keep my old save safe. So if worst comes to worst, I can just revert back to that save, or if something didn't work, then I could just go back to the other one. So I do have that still saved. I can still play that world on 1.21.1. But obviously, with the new update, I kind of want to see.
This region serves to Stonebrook Town.
I kind of want to see
The next station is Leeton.
what I can add, but yeah, I started off as duplicating it and then changed both the version and the Fabric version that I use, because Fabric is how I use my mods, to the latest. And then after I tried launching the game, obviously I had to get rid of a few mods that weren't supported. After I got rid of those that said that they weren't compatible or didn't have an updated version, which Modrinth actually has a good system, because with Modrinth, which is the launcher that I use, you can literally update all of your mods in literally a press of a button, and you don't need to do it manually and put stuff into like different folders and stuff. Like literally, Modrinth is a lifesaver. Like, if they wanted to sponsor me for a stream or anything, please reach out to me, because honestly, I really like their launcher. It's such a good, honestly, it's so good, and it's so less time consuming as well, and way less painful. So yeah, after I did all of that and then tried to launch the actual game, it went to the launching screen and then it just stopped, and then it just didn't actually load up the actual application. Like, Modrinth told me it was launching the game, but then it just never did, and then it just restarted, and I was just like, okay, this is weird. I thought maybe the version hadn't properly been configured yet, so I basically tried to, I dropped it down a version, tried to do some other things, and nothing really seemed to work. I did like a fresh vanilla install to see if that may have been the issue. Obviously that worked and fine, so it didn't really, that didn't really make sense. I then tried to basically copy over everything but turn off every mod, and then try and put on a mod, until it eventually, started working. By doing that, it then actually launched, my game actually launched fine without any installed. So then I tried to update the mods that needed an update. That then activated some mods, and then I launched, and it launched fine. So I was kind of like thinking, okay, so maybe it was a lot of mods that aren't compatible. Because because of all of me, trying different, try to fact a few, support on the actual Modrin Discord, just to, see if they had any, sort of suggestions. And yeah, I think it was due to, some mods not being properly configured for the new version yet, so it's probably just due to that. Probably, a few mods that are working that just haven't been enabled, so I need to basically figure out which mods do work and which mods don't. I mean, I was going to use it as a sort of way to maybe get rid of some mods that I know that I don't really use anymore. And I think, like I said at the start, one of the mods that I do use quite frequently, FreeCam, I can't use, or that isn't compatible at the moment, so for any screenshots I might have to drop down a few versions or whatnot. I can use my character to get the screenshot, but I kind of like using FreeCam sometimes because it allows me to go into like apps, which in creative mode I don't think you can do. I think adventure mode you can though, so adventure mode is a good, it is a good way. But obviously I'll need to do some, experimenting and of that. Which screenshot was it? It was 1.20 and 1.7 I was trying to update to. Because they have Steve's Lava Chicken song in it as an 8-bit song. Obviously it sounds amazing.
Welcome on board this
it really does.
Stonebrook Town. Station is Preston Junction.
And obviously the new picture frame of Dennis as well. And now that now that I've actually watched the Minecraft movie, I actually know what the whole concept around the Lava Chicken song is. Yeah, in 1.2 and 1.7 they literally have a music disc of Steve's Lava Chicken, and honestly, I kid you not, the only way to obtain the disc is by killing a chicken jockey. I am not kidding you. You literally need to kill a chicken jockey in order to obtain the disc. Obviously, you can get it on creative and listen to it, but in order to get it in survival without commands, you literally have to kill a chicken jockey. And it doesn't even drop every time as well, so looting 3 basically is a must. And once I can get my world working on 1.20 and 1.7, I want that to be a mission of a stream, me trying to get the music disc. And then after that, I want to build the actual lava chicken building that's in the movie, in the game, and every time I go up to that, I'll just have the music playing. I just think that could be so cool. The next Minecraft stream, I think it'll be in the evening.
We will shortly be arriving
because I think hopefully by Friday or at least tomorrow I can go back to my room to stream, so I should be able to return to normal streaming.
Please mind the
There'll be F1 Manager in the... Or I might give F1 Manager a miss this week, I'm not too sure, so I might do it on... I don't know yet. I might do Minecraft on in the afternoon and then maybe join Dweller or something on Friday. I don't even know. You know, for a bit of SCR action. I don't know. I know that you guys liked it last time, but I don't know. Or I might just do F1 Manager and
This is
Minecraft like normal. I don't know. Or just don't stream in the afternoon and just do Minecraft in the evening regardless. Or do commentary. I don't know. Which has reminded me, I haven't. Oh my god, I haven't posted the poll for people to type in their availability, and that. Oh, the races start next week, and I haven't. Oh my god, I need to get back into the swing of that thing. I haven't even posted the poll for people to mark their availability. Oh my, I am so slow with that. We're joining an SCR stream because we need to get him up the SCR tower. Absolutely. I'll think about it. I'll think about it. Oh, that was a wrong ticket. Jesus Christ, there are so many people here that haven't. I haven't checked their tickets for. Jesus. Nope, not 5th of July. Oh my god, that said 4th of July. What am I seeing when I try and like accept these tickets? Dweller did an impression of you last stream because I asked him to. Did anyone clip that? Because if so, I want to hear it. Oh, no. That should have gotten me a lot of coins, though. Right, I think I will exit. I'll just wait until the next station to get my tickets, and then... Yeah, we'll have a look at the impression. I'll tell you some dislikes of some videos as well, because I did say how I was going to do that, and then end it there.
we will shortly be arriving at Forestdale.
Okay, I've supposed to go get it. Okay, awesome. Alright, there we go. That's where we will end our guarding. The thing is that you've kind of made me interested now, because yeah, I kind of don't know what to expect now. And Dweller is very good at making the GWR voice. I guess he is. Right, as we're waiting for Optimistic to get that clip, let's say a few likes and dislikes of some previous content, shall we? So, my birthday vlog. My sub count isn't refreshing for some reason. My birthday vlog is a 95.7% like ratio. One person has disliked it, which I'm going to guess is crazy, and 22 likes. The Red Arrows video, that's 100%. So is the 555 to Morganstown. The Moser setup racing thing that I did, one person disliked and 24 liked it. The birthday fly pass rehearsal, 1 dislike, 11 likes. Driving a steam train IRL, 2 dislikes and 52 likes. Driving a 717 from Stepford Central to Morganstown, that actually has 3 dislikes but 70 likes. Updated trains and depots, 3 dislikes, 125 likes. Metro operator in SCR, 3 dislikes, 134 likes. That's maxed on likes, or in terms of 100%. The new cabin crew MSU update with the Dubai airport, 1 dislike, 37 likes. Second channel on RoadTube Live, 2 dislikes, 137 likes. That's got 10,000 views, by the way. And speaking of which, that means I need to purchase all of the RoadTube things as well, by the way. Airlink to Limbo the Sea, that was the April Fool's update, 4 dislikes, 223 likes. How fast can they go from guest to guard rank in SCR? 28 dislikes, but 953 likes. I have a feeling that is my most liked video, and I literally did that within the past year. Or one of my most liked videos. That is mental. Guarding a Class 377 from Morganstown to Stepford Central, 4 dislikes, 84 likes. Me going from Newry to Esfield when I skipped the station, 1 dislike, 91 likes. Mining update in Smoothie Factory Tycoon, 1 dislike, 22 likes. The eye tracking video, 2 dislikes, 30 likes. The ASMR journey, 3 dislikes, 100 likes. The 387 double from Stepford Central to Terminal 2, 1 dislike, 101 likes. Ranking SCR YouTubers, 1 dislike, 111 likes. You get the gist, I think. You get the gist. If I... Can I sort my videos by viewing, going up and down? I don't know, views. Over 10,000 views, I think. The Game Pass video about the £10 thing. 8 dislikes, 270 likes. Unlock the restaurant in Restaurant Tycoon 2, or just Restaurant Tycoon. No, not Restaurant Tycoon, in Tollbridge Simulator, sorry. 16 dislikes, 174 likes. Dispatching at West Wyvern, 3 dislikes, 272 likes. Dispatching at St. Helens Bridge, 2 dislikes, 250 likes. Trying to think of one that has a good like ratio. Let's have a look. 600 likes here. The cabin crew sim update video. 14 dislikes, 682 likes. Let's sort my things by likes. I don't know if I can do that. Can I do it by likes? I really can't search it by likes. That's weird. I'm not too sure. Anyway, let's have a listen. Why have you sent me 2, by the way? I don't know. Let's have a watch of them, shall we? So let me get them both up as well, by the way, so we can get those up and done.
Please do a features gaming.
Right, let me show you. Here we go. Feature 1. Oh my god.
No, his voice is too hard to replicate, I think.
Yo
guys, Features Gaming here.
Today, I'm going to be playing some
Yo guys, Features Gaming here, and today I'm going to be dispatching at Stepford East. Now, Stepford East...
I'm sorry, Dweller, but I don't talk in my dispatching videos.
East is, of course, my favourite station for dispatching in SCR, so let's get right into it.
Yo guys, not Features...
Oh yeah, not Features Gaming, yes. And we've got another one, here we go.
Oh, yeah, deceased, which is RAP. Do Features Gaming. You guys, Features Gaming here, and today we are going to be dispatching at Stepford.
He's done the same one.
Stepford East. Now, Stepford East is, of course, one of my favourite stations to dispatch.
if not the most favourite station, it's Stephanie. Okay, that's going to a red arrows and red 10 impression now.
Bad chat, so let's get straight into it.
Oh
He's
yeah,
deceased,
I'm
which-
in.
But again, I don't really speak in my dispatching videos. I just pan down at the floor, zoom up to the station, go into the station, start dispatching basically. But yeah, fair enough, fair play to you, Dweller. Don't ask me to try and do a Dweller impression because I can't do his voice for some reason. So yeah, I think we're going to leave the. I think we are going to leave the stream there. So I hope you guys did enjoy this stream. If you obviously did, make sure to leave a like, make sure to subscribe as well. Obviously, it's completely free, and you can always change your mind later. And I'll see you guys in the next video or stream. But until then, take care and peace out. And as always, stay fetchy.